social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
You're not tired of me. I know you're not tired of me. I know you're not. You know how I know? Because you saw the thumbnail and you saw the title. So you know what we're about to do tonight. Tonight, this is just going to be a laid back conversation. We are going to be looking at the dust up, if you will, from Phylicia Rashad, Claire Huxtable. She had a conversation on the Breakfast Club recently, and they talked about women's roles and what men want. And it was a rather interesting comment that she made. I don't see any problem with it, but it caused a little bit of kerfuffle out here in these streets. So tonight we're going to be looking at that. So thank you for everybody who's already jumped in. I appreciate Willie Doc jumping in. I'm going to go ahead and drop the chat for the link for Willie Doc right here. Of course, this is only for you, my brother. Feel free to jump in, and I'll gladly have you come on. We can talk about this. So tonight we're going to look at the conversation. We'll look at the history of Phylicia Rashad a little bit and why people esteem her. And then, of course, what was the actual question that was asked of her on the Breakfast Club by Charlamagne? And then, of course, what does she say? So let's get Willie up in here. But first of all, let me go ahead and get my rest of my guests up in the building because I got a whole host. We got Kevin Briggins in the building. How are you, sir?
What's good, man?
It's good to see you, man. Good to have you. We got Epiphany Tanya in the house. How are you, young lady?
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
Nothing much. And guess what? We got Willie Doc in the building. We got a full cast.
Hey, blessings, y'all.
Good to see you, sir. How are you?
Things are going well. Glad you thought of me to come on.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to having you on here tonight. Now, I know it's getting late. I know some of y'all got real jobs. You don't sit around your house yelling at a computer monitor all day. So, I esteem and honor y'all. Hat tip to y'all. So we're going to jump in here real quick. Have any of y'all heard the brouhaha, the dust up from Phylicia Rashad? Have you all have heard about what she said?
Yeah.
Just without giving a lot, I'll give context in a second. Without a whole lot, do y'all feel like she was out of pocket? I'll start with you, Epiphany.
Well, first of all, giving honor to God, number one.
Absolutely.
But number two, Miss Phylicia Rashad, this is Black excellence. This is royalty. This is class. This is style. This woman, it's just like a queen. So like, I don't understand. It's like when the queen is talking, these ladies need to take notes. So I don't see what she said that was had everybody up in arms. I mean,
No.
this is where we need to get back to. She's the epitome and example of where we used to be and the respect we used to have as Black women. So anyway, that's just,
I love it.
I don't get it.
I had a funny conversation earlier with my brother. I said, you know what? I don't think anybody's ever seen Phylicia Rashad's knees. I've never seen her in anything. I don't think I'm sure there probably is. I'm sure. But I don't think I've ever seen her. I definitely never seen her in a bikini. Let's say that for sure. No, I don't think so. I think it's always been something like that. What about you, Willie Doc? Had you heard about this whole dust up?
Yeah, I just heard a little bit about it, had a chance to look at the post. And so I'll just look at it as, this is something that she's saying that this is just should be the standard. I can see, certainly men in their flesh wanting certain things. And so,
for sure.
But certainly as far as something that's going to sustain, that's going to be giving honor and glory to God, I think she was spot on. And, guess the adage of hit dog will holler. So it makes me wonder why people are up in arms about it.
I like it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get going tonight. Let's go. So what I'm going to do is I start out, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Shout out to O'Shea. He did a fantastic opening about Phylicia Rashad and her role in society, not just Black culture, but her role in society. And then, of course, the infamous question that Charlamagne, the false god, asked her. So let's go ahead and bring this in and let's see if I can do this correctly, which, hey, sometimes I don't be doing it right. Here we go. Let's go.
The other day, the lovely Phylicia Rashad turned up to the Breakfast Club. And they said once, she came in there, people were trying to basically hide themselves. They were straightening themselves up. It was like talking to royalty, all right? Because she's so much of a classy lady, always has been respectful. Phylicia Rashad, as you know, was Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show. And so many of us that grew up in the 80s and the 90s, we love Phylicia Rashad. Not only just black people. The Cosby Show was a show of America. White people love Phylicia Rashad. Okay, and you know that she went, I believe, to Howard University with her sister, Debbie Allen, who's also a legend in her own right. Phylicia Rashad made an appearance to The Breakfast Club. Okay, and upon going to The Breakfast Club, it is important to understand that she did not bring this question up. Charlemagne the God brought the question
False
up.
God.
I'm going to say it again for those in the back. She did not bring this question up. Charlemagne the God
False God
brought the question up. And the question simply was this.
You know, you came up in an era, Mr. Rashad, where dignity and grace were everything. So do you ever look at how wild Hollywood is now and you just think to yourself, boy, y'all got it easy. Y'all wouldn't have got away with that in my day.
All right. So I stopped right there because that is the question as the intro and the question. All right. What did y'all think about what Charlemagne asked of her and the opening? What did you feel about that? I'll start with Epiphany, the young lady on the panel. Go ahead.
Well, what Charlemagne the fraud was trying to point out was that, he's asking this question. It's kind of a loaded question. I don't really care for Charlemagne the fraud, but this was actually a good question. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Charlemagne the fraud. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes. So that was a good question that he asked because, he knows it's loaded and he knows that it's going to cause controversy because these women out here listening to Sexy Red. Okay, I'm just going to say
for sure.
So he knew he knows his audience, and he knows when he's asking her this question that it's going to, and that's what they're there for, the ratings. So I think it was a great question to bring this conversation to light, but you can't deny the fact that it was kind of a little bit of clickbait controversy. He was baiting, throwing that out there. Yeah. Do you think he kind of answered the question? It's like one of those questions in a question. So yeah.
I got you. Willie Doc, what you got, man? What you got? What do you think?
Yeah, Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, problematic in a lot of ways. So who knows what the underlying agendas could have been. Certainly I can understand how they try to cater their questions to who they're interviewing. And so I think maybe he was trying to be respectful. And now to be honest, I haven't seen, of course, the entire clip or the entire tone of the interview altogether. But certainly I could certainly see what my sister Epiphany is saying, that it certainly was a setup question to kind of get people kind of coming into the show to chime in and to get eyeballs to the show. So yeah, I don't put anything past them to be not above board when it comes to this.
Well, I like it. Kevin, you feel like it was a setup?
I'm not gonna say a setup. I'm just gonna say Charlemagne is good at what he does. Right? You ask questions in an interview that are gonna be engaging, right? And that's gonna get a certain response from the person you're interviewing and also from the audience that's listening. And so, yeah, I mean, if you go back to O'Shea's intro, I mean, everything that he said was so spot on. She is like royalty. Everybody loves her. Everybody looks up to her. She's like the older mother, right? And so that's a perfect question to ask the older mother. Hey, these young women out here in these streets, mama, what you think about this, right? Because she's gonna drop some wisdom, and hopefully the women are listening. But as we're gonna see, that's always the case.
I believe that. Go ahead, Bethany. Go ahead.
I just want to know: do you really think that Charlemagne wants these women to have wisdom? I'm just saying, really, for real. Like,
now you can't be coming here. You can't be coming here hitting my co-host like that. I will not accept. I will not approve of you getting them like that. But that's a good question.
I'm not getting him. I'm getting Charlemagne the fraud. But anyway.
That's a good question. I got you. All right. So he asked the question, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up. Oh, God. Crackers, it closed out. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Phylicia's actual answer. So let's go ahead and see what she said.
You know, you came up in an era, Miss Rashad, where dignity and grace were everything. So do you ever look at how wild Hollywood is now and you just think to yourself, boy, y'all got it easy. Y'all wouldn't have got away with that in my day.
Yeah, you'd have to look at Hollywood. I could look at the way young ladies dress.
I knew I should have wore some other pants.
You got your
I'm
abs
not
out.
talking
You see what
about
I'm
that.
saying?
Covered
You good?
today.
I'm
My
talking
knees
about.
out,
I'm
see,
talking
not
about
near elbow,
I'm
shoulder
talking-
over here.
I'm-
You know, you want my coat?
The young ladies are so beautiful. They're so beautiful, and something has happened in popular culture. You know, and I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it that way. But you're young queens. I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing. But more importantly than that, no man wants his woman to be out like that. Right?
No, I grew up on Method Man saying, wearing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off. Boo.
That's right.
But not only that, it's like there's today's designers. I mean, there's ways. There are other things, and I just
Leave something to the imagination.
Yeah.
it would be nice.
Some things are for my eyes only, you know?
Yep. And like you said, there are ways of being sexy without showing so much.
Oh, please, and that's really not sexy.
I mean, one of the most sexiest, most beautiful pictures is you. I forgot what year it was, but you got on like a basketball jersey. And
I know exactly what you're talking
you
about.
eating some popcorn. That's an iconic
Is
picture.
it the white jersey?
Yes.
That was yeah. That we did.
That is a
Brown
beautiful
Burgundy
picture.
jersey.
That's like, that is the epitome of sexy.
Oh well, I think it has a lot to do with what they see. What they're emulating what they see.
Yeah.
See, we grew up in a time where the singers, these ladies were dressed down, darling. These women, they were wearing robes and gowns and do, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it's a little different today.
All right. Woo. Hold on real quick. I'm a real quick, just for context, because I agree with Charlemagne. I got it. Yeah, I don't agree with Charlemagne, the false god, often. So I got to give him, when I do, I got to go ahead and accept it. He talked about Phylicia Rashad in this basketball ensemble. And yeah, she was a cutie. I ain't gonna lie. She was a cutie. So this is her and Malcolm Jamal Warner. That's them. I mean, she has a basketball jersey on and and shoulder caps. Like, let me zoom in here if I can zoom in. Like, she got shoulder caps on. Or she got a jersey on under it. And here's a picture that he's talking about. Can't lie. No, it's zero lie detected. Let me call Lady Dear World Christian here.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about right there.
Right, that's the one.
That's
Yeah,
the one
like,
I'm talking
okay.
about.
All right. So I got rid of that. I just want to make sure we had the context. All right. What do you think about her answer?
I'll go first. So, one of the things I'll say about Phylicia Rashad, boy, she just has a classy way of presenting herself. Just the way that she thoughtfully and just in a very regal manner
Facts.
said her answer. It's like, wow, it just made me want to just pause and just continue to listen to whatever else she has to say. And I could see that she's really wanting our women to aspire for higher things than what we just see out there. Now, I think it's quite interesting, though, with her being in Hollywood for as long as she is, that she is as shocked, I guess you would say. But certainly, I thought it was very admirable for her to just say, hey, aim higher. You don't have to go for the basis type situation. And I also thought it was interesting how when she asked the question, you don't want your woman like that. Charlemagne did a dodge. He just quoted Method Man. He really did answer the question. So
That's true. That's a very good point. You also hear, sadly, because it's the Breakfast Club, you can't show the video without them acting ridiculous. But they really are. Jess Hilarious was convicted about the fact that she had some short shorts on. And mind you, she had just been on Shannon Sharp, and she had she didn't even have 3/4 of cloth on her top when she was on Shannon Sharp show. So yeah, she feeling some kind of way. She was feeling convicted. I'm not saying it.
I'm gonna
go ahead, Kevin.
Understand, like that right there is what like the older women in the church and the older women in the community used to have that effect.
Say this.
Right? Just
Say
their
that.
presence alone would convict you of what you knew you was doing was wrong. Right?
Absolutely.
We missed that.
Mm-hmm.
We missed that generation that they have left us. My grandparents. We missed that effect that those people had on our community and our culture, to where you heard Charlamagne, what do you call her? Miss Rashad. You know,
Yeah, Miss Rashad. Yep.
Yeah, like that's like, hey man, the dudes in the streets would come up like to my grandma, and these are street dudes, and they'd be like, Miss Jones, you know, yes, ma'am. You know, there was a certain level of respect that was there because of how they carried themselves. And just seeing her in that interview reminded me of that, and also just reminded me of what we kind of used to have that just doesn't seem to be a thing anymore.
Yeah. And if you also notice, the Breakfast Club, they're not using in profanity. They did say
exactly.
they did use the A word when Charlamagne was talking to Jess Hilarious about her shorts. He said your A is out, but it's in the midst of everybody kiki and laughing. So you really had to pay attention to hear him say it because it was clearly off mic. He was saying it off mic to her. But again, that's different compared to how they usually behave. And maybe one day we'll watch the whole thing. Epiphany, what you got, Tiny? What you got? You looking chomping at the bit. Go.
Ooh, baby.
I'll give you a mic solo. I'll give you a drum solo. Give it to us.
There we go.
Well, I want to point out the fact that, like my brother Willie, is it?
Willie Doc.
Pointed out, Willie Doc, that the way she came with her answer, the class, the style that she had, right? And so one of the things she did was she was very respectful to the women. She already kind of knew that they weren't going to probably receive this too well. So she's like, you're so beautiful, right? You're queens. You don't have to dress like this, right? And so it kind of reminded me of a time. I'm just going to if you guys would just humor me for a minute to give this little story. I was on a gospel choir in college. And so we were practicing, we were rehearsing, and these females came in. It was one of the musicians, he invited them. So they came in and they were standing to the side or whatever. And the girl was it's a gospel choir, we're in practice. And she's blank to the blank, blank to the blank, 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 right? So wow. I don't know what came over me because I try to mind my business. I don't know. But I just said, you young ladies are very beautiful, but sometimes when we talk like that, that takes away something from our beauty. OMG. Why did I say that? Because she lost her everlasting mind. This girl called me everything under the sun. She was trying to fight me. People had to jump in. They tried to separate. They had to get in between. I was just laughing because at that time I was so filled with the Holy Ghost. I'm like, okay, God got my back. I got angels watching me. Nothing. Okay,
she's about to take him down.
But the angels is in between. But I mean, she was going in. She would not let this go. Who the blank do you think you is? I'm not your child. Don't tell me what to do. I mean, so
finger thing, did she?
So she was like this. It was off the chain. And so I'm totally feeling Miss Rashad over there, like trying to set these women up for excellence, trying to help them get their whole life together. Because while you're running around here and you're thinking that what you're doing is cute and that this is the style and this is the trend and I got liberation and I got freedom, you don't understand how you're being seen, looked at. It's a whole different standard. And see, I was one of those women, and that's why I had that in my heart to want to share, because before I ever met Christ, I was that woman that was out there probably with the booty shorts on, right? But then when you get this revelation and your eyes are open and you understand the value that you have, when you learn your value, now it's a different story. It's a different picture. And to see the difference of how I was treated, how I was respected by men, how the conversation changed when I walk in the room. How now they know they're not cussing around me and they're, oh, excuse me, and all these things. It's just a different, you don't know the difference until you see both sides. Right. The level of respect that you end up having just by, not saying you got to be like a nun, but I mean, it's nothing wrong with leaving something to the imagination. So anyway, I heard what she was saying. I knew where it was going. As soon as she said it, when she was like, "Oh, you guys are beautiful, you're queens," I'm just thinking back to, I'm like, they about to go in on her, because they don't care. They don't care that some people don't want to be a queen. Some people don't want to have that level, be on a higher level. Some people like it down in the dirt with the pigs, in the pigsty. And so, yeah, it is what it is. So.
I love it. No, that was dope. Thank you so much. What about to say?
No, she said it is. It's like, no, it's the culture.
Yeah, it's the
That's
culture
what
for
it
sure.
is. You know. So.
I agree. All right, so not everybody was rocking with Lady Rashad. So I think what I'll do is this young lady, I feel like she really needs it's about 2.5 minutes long. So I think we'll just go ahead and stop as needed, because there's just a lot of meat on this bone, and I think if we wait till the end, we're gonna be disappointed. So let me back it up a little, Taste. Please drop a 1 in the chat when you can hear, because it sounds like it's low. All right, here it comes. So this lady had a response to Phylicia Rashad, and it wasn't necessarily the most positive. So let's go.
Why is it that anytime older women try to give game to younger women, it always circles back to being about a man?
Okay, I got to stop right there. I think this woman didn't actually watch the interview, because now granted, she does say men don't want their women walk around half naked, but she does. I mean, that's like literally 3 seconds out of a minute, maybe a minute 10 response. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. So I think she's already starting on the wrong foot, because she's focusing. She must have got this from a clip. She got this from a tweet. She didn't go grab the whole response. But watch this. Let's go.
No disrespect to Phylicia Rashad. I respect that lady. I think she's beautiful. She's talented. She's everything. But she is a pick-me also.
Okay. Can you? I don't know how I can respect Kevin, but Kevin can be a sellout. I don't know how I can honor Epiphany, but you are, some other negative word. Oh, let me ask a question. Maybe I should ask this question. Maybe this is a bad question. Why is being a pick-me bad?
Okay.
Because
let me break it down.
I don't want to be in this house by myself. My wife just pulled in. I'm glad I'm not in this house by myself, and not with them crazy girls I got either, because they would kill me. So no, I'm glad. Like, why is being a pick-me bad? Go ahead, Epiphany. Break it down to me. You want a drum solo?
Pick me, okay? Because God picked me, and He picked me up off the ground and placed my feet on solid ground and gave me a sense of self-respect and a brain in my head to be able to think and to be able to carry myself in such a way that I don't have men disrespecting me. I don't have. Okay, I'm about to see. I was gonna go low.
No. You want the Hammond B3? No, go ahead. I can get the Hammond B3 for you now if you need it. Hold on. I need to get my sound effects ready.
No, somebody in the comments of the video when you posted earlier, they was like, "Why does she have all this Vaseline on her face, this girl?"
I wasn't gonna talk about that. I was gonna leave that to the after show. I wasn't gonna dog her out about that, but it's present and accounted for.
Like, but you're not trying to be picked, but you're shining over here.
Right, you're over shining like a bright, shining like a light. So pick me. Like, what's wrong? I don't understand.
Pick me. He picked me. His name is God, Jesus. He picked me. So that's why I want to pick me. And you need him to pick me too.
Facts and evidence.
Anyway, sorry.
Are you done? Are you done now? I mean, just want to make sure
I'm done.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right.
I'm really passionate about this topic. All right, go ahead.
That's why I called you. That's why I reached out to you. Willie or Kevin, y'all want to jump in?
Kevin, I'm referring to you, brother.
Okay. So DWC, when we talked about this earlier, I told you I was this close to putting on a suit and going full Kevin Samuels tonight. But
unleash.
I didn't put the suit on. I didn't put the suit on.
I'll put you.
But like Kev, I gotta fix my drink.
Oh goodness. Uh-oh.
Because
LaCroix, that tastes like radio static, man. What are you talking about, man? TV static, man. What's going on?
No.
All right, unleash
Hey, man,
it, Kevin. Don't.
Hey, no, just the whole point. I mean, I know she's gonna get into it, but her talking about somebody being a pick me, women like her gonna die alone because
You know what? No.
because
Oh, no.
because her mindset is already off. But it's the thing, because if you're going to be in any kind of relationship or you're going to seek a meaningful relationship, who isn't get the other person to pick them? Even men are trying to get the woman to say yes to them. Women are trying to get men to say yes to them. Everybody's a pick me. If you trying so hard to be a pick me, you're going to end up by yourself. With an L,
No,
by
not being a
yourself.
pick me. Yes.
Yeah, by not being a pick me. Yeah, because the mindset is so toxic because you're so worried about, I ain't trying to do that for no man. Well, what you doing it for? Why you got the Vaseline all over your face? Why you got all the horse hair in your head? You know, why
You're not doing that.
Yeah.
Are we doing that today? Oh, we doing
I'm
that
just
today,
saying.
Kevin.
I'm just saying.
Oh, Kev.
Why you doing it? Why you doing it? You ain't trying to get nobody to pick you. Know what it is? The men that she won't pick her. That's the issue.
Wow.
Now, I said, I'm
Wow.
going for Kevin Samuels. She wants to be picked, but the men she want to pick her won't pick her.
Wow. Okay. Man. Well,
Okay.
shots fired.
You coming out.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Pow pow.
All right. Let's keep this going.
Yes.
Here, I'm going to back up a little second, give her a running start.
Beautiful. She's talented. She's everything, but she is a pick me also. I already peeped the game when she was riding for Bill Cosby. I don't feel like getting into all of that, but she was on the Breakfast Club and she was talking about the way that women dress today. Now, she's entitled to her opinion. That's totally fine. And I was okay with the message until she said, and most importantly, no man wants a woman that dresses whatever way they were talking about. Why is that the most important element when it comes to how a woman is dressing? And
Okay. Go ahead.
No, so okay, like you said, I don't think she quite understood the clip or
The assignment.
right. So
She did not understand the assignment.
to me, if people are going to give some feedback, some criticism, make sure that you're quoting the exact thing what she said. For what I understand, she says no man wants their woman to be out there dressing like that. So so she's implying that even for men who really want a respectable woman, they want that woman to be presenting themselves in a respectable way. So she just wasn't making a blanket statement for all men want all their women to look this way. She just mentioned that, hey, as a man, you want the woman that you're with to be presentable, to look classy, to just be like a Proverbs 31 honoring woman. That's the sense that I got.
Let me also add a finer point to it. It really does come down to a man, because when the metal meets the road, our existence here, if we want to be honest about, is us finding a wife and being fruitful and multiplying. So all of us are married on this panel, so that's dope. And yeah, I mean, it is a matter that my wife found me and I found her, Kevin's wife and Willie Doc's my wife and Epiphany's husband. We found them. So whether or not I was out here, hey, come find me, or I was out here playing the role of being stoic, it doesn't matter. She found me and I'm better for it. And I think Phylicia Rashad is tuned in. Whether or not she's a believer or not, I'm not aware, but she's at least aware of the fact that that relationship should be really front and center. And I do think it's interesting that she mentioned young women on college campuses, because we know the statistics. Most women that go to predominantly white colleges and institutions of the lighter melanin persuasion come out maybe with a degree, but more likely with a husband or a fiance. What most of our highly melanated come out just with a degree. And that's a reality. There's no way to shake her or make that different. So I do think she was on to something. She's saying, like, you should be striving and seeking to find yourself a man, and a man is not looking for this, which I think is interesting, because this woman's about to argue about what men want, which I think is comical on his face, because I guarantee she'll argue and disagree with me, Willie, and Kevin if we say that's not what we want. even though we're men. It makes no sense.
Right.
Anybody else? All right, let's let her go.
Why don't people understand that not all women date men? There are some women that don't date men. There are a lot of women out here that have opted out of dating entirely.
And so what is sadly 2020 did something to people where we bend over backwards for the fringe. We bend over backwards for a small percentile. I'm sorry. I'm not losing any sleep about, I'm not going to change my position because there's vegetarians in the world. I'm not doing that. I'm not losing any sleep in the world because there's a woman that impersonates a light bulb talking to her camera, moving up and down like that. I'm not going to do it. So I'm just not going to lose any sleep over it. Wait, what's wrong? What's wrong?
As soon as you said that, I did notice the shine in the
You
middle.
got her.
It's a golly.
Oh my goodness, she's identifying as a light bulb over there. That's why she's not looking for a man.
That's my new second favorite term.
Which one? Identify. I mean, really? Like, come on, ma'am. I said I wasn't going to even do that. I said I wasn't going to even do that tonight, and now here we are. But here we are. I done messed up again. I just don't feel like. So okay, fine. That's like saying, well, there are people who can't get driver's licenses, so we shouldn't drive. What? What? No, I don't. Maybe I could pick them up or just pray that they get the driver's license. I'm not going to not drive because somebody can't drive. Like, what is it? That's ignorant.
Yeah. It's something about this. It's something about this generation where they take the outliers and they try to make it the norm. Obviously,
we'll love that.
when
Write that
we're
down.
talking, yes, they take the outliers. They want to make it the norm. Obviously, when Phylicia Rashad is talking and they're talking in this context on the Breakfast Club where they're having this interview, it's a generalization of the majority of people. Yes, you're going to have that fringe, like you mentioned. Right. It's going to be that fringe, but the majority of people are looking to keep humanity going between a man and a woman. So if you say, oh, we're not looking for a man and we don't care, then just get ready to not exist, lady.
Right.
Because you're going to destroy society.
And I think if we could honestly ask, if we ask every cat mom or dog mom or whatever, would they rather have children? In sincerity, would you rather have children in a loving marital relationship, or would you rather have your animal? I'm going to go on a limb and say a large majority of them would rather, if they could say, yeah, you know what, I'd rather have kids that look like me and my husband, look like me and my wife, than have a cat or a dog or a gerbil or whatever. Now there's some that don't, and again, the outliers. But I bet you the majority of cat parents are cat and dog parents out of duress. Not because they really wanted to. They've told themselves, oh, yes, I want to be a dog parent. But good doggone well, if Ray called you today, you kick that dog as far as the east is from the west. You know it.
Get ready for the hate. Get ready for the hate mail, Jason. They coming.
Is it coming? Is it coming? Here, let me make sure I drop my email in here, dearwokec@gmail.com. Please make sure you email management.
You saw it.
Because I haven't had a good
JD Vance.
I haven't had a Dusty Comments unit in a while, and I think the audience needs it. I will do a Dusty Comments unit. I will. Absolutely. Please come. Please come. Willie, Kevin, anybody want to add to the shenanigans?
No, I'll just quickly say that I just find it interesting, and it's similar to Epiphany's testimony from the gospel choir incident.
Yeah, wow.
Some people just can't take constructive criticism well, and they feel like they have to just comment negatively on something that to be a positive thing. And so I don't think anything is wrong. Just want to strive for better.
And I think Phylicia Rashad bent over backwards to even qualify it. Like, you're queens, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're just dressing crazy. So now you lose your mind about the dressing crazy part.
Yeah, and it don't matter how you dress it up, man. They're just wired not to be accountable, like to not take constructive criticism.
There you go.
And this girl, she's going to the reason people end up with being cat parents and dog parents is because they spent all their time trying to show they're not pick me, right?
And then when they need to get picked, ain't nobody there to pick.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
That's
that fruit is, let's go.
and don't care about what a man want to see her in. Why does everything older women say always have to go back to a man? I don't understand that. They need to reprogram their minds.
How much y'all want to bet? How much you want to bet she doesn't have an elder woman, like she doesn't have Phylicia Rashad in her life?
Probably
I
not.
guarantee you she don't.
Yeah, there's no way that she has a Phylicia Rashad in her life. And she's talking about grandma she have Phylicia Rashad in her life and she needs to reprogram herself. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not really that. I guarantee you if she did, right? She went to college and then she got reprogrammed.
There you go. That's the program.
Enlightened. She thinks she's the enlightened one, and the people who came before her need to be enlightened, right?
That's it. Good point. Good catch.
I'm trying to save some of my commentary because I have something I want to drop. I want to drop a big giant wisdom ball on everybody about this, about why this woman is saying what she's saying, why she's existing, why this is happening right now, and it's probably I don't know how many more like her behind her, cheering her on, like, yeah, that's right, she a pick me, blah blah blah. I can give it, break it all down. I'll wait till the end.
So when we get done, I want you to say big screen. Okay.
Big screen. Okay.
And then you get the big screen. All right. So make sure. All right. When you're ready, say big screen.
Okay.
I'm bang. I got you.
All right.
All right. Okay. We ready. Whew. All right. Let's go.
They need to reprogram their minds. Like, it's 2025. We work too hard to have autonomy, to always have to be connected to what a man likes and what a man doesn't like. If y'all constantly keep saying, oh, men don't like when women dress like this, men don't like when women wear their hair like this, wear lashes, wear makeup, this or whatever, and a woman is still doing those things that a man doesn't want, wouldn't that tell you that we don't fucking care?
So, Jason, no,
I'm wearing a chaos hat because I want to bring chaos. I want to bring chaos tonight. Go ahead, Willie Doc. Go ahead, bro.
So just you asked in the previous segment, does she have an older woman like a Phylicia Rashad in her life? And answer is probably not. Just makes me think of a scripture, Titus chapter 2, verse 3.
Yes, come on. Older
in
women.
The same way, older women are to be reverent in behavior, not slanderers, not addicted to much wine. They're to teach what is good. So verse 4, so they may encourage the young women to love their husbands and to love their children.
Wait, not to go out and be CEOs? Boss chicks. Boss chicks.
Sure, homemakers, kind and submissive to their husbands so that God's message will not be slandered. So everything that she's talking about is
foolish.
Counter of what the scripture teaches, what a older woman should be imparting to a younger woman.
Willie.
Drop the bit. Wow.
Got to give you a little Hammond B3 on that one, man. That is exactly right. That's what I'm saying. Like, she doesn't have anybody mentoring her. She wants to mentor the olders. Yes. We see that on TikTok already. We see the olders being mentored by the children, being led by the children. But I want to point out something. Phylicia Rashad had extensions in her hair. And she probably wears eyelashes too. I don't think any man is honestly saying that thou shalt not wear extensions or eyelashes unless you look like a living Bratz doll and your name is Jasmine Crockett. But for the most part, most of us are fine. Most guys are fine with it in moderation, not looking like, spiders are crawling out your eyebrows. But so that's not the case. And I don't know where she got that from, because Phylicia said wearing clothes. She said nothing about makeup or other aesthetics. She just said wearing clothes. This young lady added that to the conversation, which nobody said. Now, I do think maybe somebody said that to her, or maybe it's come up in another conversation for her, but that's not what Phylicia Rashad said. Just something to point out. That's what happens when you don't read the whole or listen to the whole context of what was said, but just go off on a limb. What you got, Kev? You got something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
At some point, women like her who think because it's 2025 and they're so enlightened, they're so liberated today, at some point need to say, what are the outcomes? Who got better results? That older generation or this current generation? They can't find a man. They can't get married. And they say, oh, I don't want one. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Right.
Like, so let's stop capping like you don't want a man and all this type of stuff. You do.
You single out of duress.
Yeah. And so like you don't know how to get one because you're in your own way. She's trying to tell you how to get out of your way so you can fulfill your purpose and your femininity, right? Instead of all this masculine energy, now you're cursing. Like you just don't even know how to be a lady. You don't know how to be a woman, and she's trying to educate you, and you're just pushing back and bucking back like a rebellious child because you're emotionally unintelligent, you're immature, right? And so everything that she's doing is leading to the detriment of the black community, the black family, because she's so rebellious, and women like her are so rebellious. They are a detriment to their community, but they're all up on themselves because, I mean, I guess she went to school and she probably got a good job, and now she's feeling herself. Bet she gonna be feeling herself while she walking her little dog.
And think about it. When the smoke clears, and this is the thing that always hits me, when it's all said and done, and you're lying on your deathbed, there will be nobody there. Nobody. Because little Fido, they ain't gonna let him in the hospital. Unless you're in the hospital. Right, he died already.
Yeah, he did.
And the cat has already passed away. Like, you're gonna have nobody there to tend to your final needs. That's unfortunate. And I'm sorry. If that's pick me culture, then you know what? I'm glad I'm picked by Christ. And I am not worried about your thoughts, light bulb. But it just seems weird. Like, why? And again, it's self-deception because she's saying this and we know she's lying because she lying. I guarantee she got every dating app. She trying her best. And so she can say what she want to say, but I just do not believe that she is not out here trying her best to change her status.
Or she's looking for a woman to pick her. She said not every woman's looking for a man, so she's looking for somebody to pick her. I don't know.
She wants somebody, and whatever. I don't think whatever. I'm not here nor there about it.
No, she's just liberal. She's just progressive. That's all that is. That's why she mentioned the LGBT community. Right? She thinks she's open-minded and enlightened.
Good point. Good catch.
But this the thing though. While she's talking about being pick-me's and all this type of stuff, I guarantee you she probably ain't laying down every night by herself. So somebody getting yeah, exactly.
Somebody getting to pick, right?
Yeah, but he ain't picking her. He ain't picking her, right?
Right.
She is temporary for the moment.
Trying to say she picked
her.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm done. I cannot.
I told you that this chat is out of control. This chat is out of control. Real quick, shout out to the chat, the best live chat on the internet. Shout out to the best live chat on the internet. Green hearts if you've already hit the like button. If you've already gone to if my panel could real quick just put your channels in the chat. Kevin, go and put your channel as well as Epiphany and Willie Doc. I know you ain't got no channel, but you still family nonetheless. Yeah, I'll put your channels in the chat real quick so everybody can make sure they go check out what you're doing after we're done here. All right, let's finish up with this young lady. She has such bright things to say.
Coco,
Was that messed up? Okay.
A little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna take off the chaos hat because I think it's causing me that chaotic. All right, let's go Daryl Morehouse. Okay. All right, there we go. Now I'll behave tonight.
Coco and Ice-T. She dressed however she wants to dress. She do whatever she want to do, and he's been married to her for how long? There are plenty of men that don't be getting in women's business like that. They don't care about policing women and trying.
So, I think it's interesting. Phylicia Rashad gave what I think is a very salient point, and somehow or another, this young lady is getting hot and bothered about men. No man said what Phylicia Rashad saying. Now, I agree with her wholeheartedly, but this is Phylicia Rashad said that. Why is she upset with men? Willie?
Because women like her are get upset anytime men's preferences are spoken, right? It's okay
Facts,
for
okay.
women to have preferences and wants and needs, but anytime a man says he has a preference or someone expresses the preferences of men, it's an issue. And so that's what this is.
There we go. Okay, I can, because I was wondering why is she hot and bothered and breathing heavy about men. You might not even want one, but why are you upset about what we want? That's it. Thank you so much, because they don't want us. Okay, I can dig it. Let's keep it going. Or Willie, Epiphany.
The only thing I was just going to say, I saw. I mean, she used Coco as an example. I mean,
oh yes,
that part.
I mean, yeah, she's not the correct example to be using. So just because Ice-T
Ice-T, the original gangster.
Okay, we're still married to her. I mean, don't still mean that what she's doing is appropriate for dress. I mean, all that should just be for Ice-T.
She married a dude who's a rapper and a pimp. I don't think she's the standard to be using because the pimp don't care how his dress.
Right.
I'm just fact.
No lie detected.
Yes.
All right, let's keep this rolling. Oh, wait. What was it? Is it big screen time?
Not big screen time, but I was going to say similar that when you have to use Ice-T and Coco as your example, that tells us everything we need to know.
Right.
How did they become the standard of anything? I don't understand. But okay.
Yeah.
I love it. No, great point. Let's keep it rolling.
Trying to control a woman's every move. Y'all be the ones who try to control everything y'all women do because y'all are insecure and y'all care about the public's perception of you. And like I said, I would be
bless her
heart. Anybody? Because I think it's funny. I'm gonna meet Willie Doc's wife sometime next month. I think, have you met Lady Dearworld Christian? I think you have, didn't you, Willie?
When she opened up Podium Studios, I think I shook her hand once.
Yeah. And my wife doesn't run around here letting stuff hang out and all that kind of stuff like that. And I do not police her. I do police my daughters. I do talk about what they wear, and like that might be a little too short. I need you to go and take that up to the house upstairs and burn it. We used to joke about why you buying clothes at Baby Gap. Then you don't need to be buying clothes at Baby Gap. You're a junior. So we talk about that. And so, yeah, I do. You know why? Because they represent me, and they're in a world where other boys don't have the same level of decorum, don't have the same level of respect and such of that nature. So don't put those heathens in that position. Mm-hmm. So yeah, them shorts too short. I'm sorry, just gonna take it on back up there. And it doesn't happen a lot. Yeah. But I just think it's funny that she would rather somebody not advance themselves by, of course, just looking respectful and such like that, and just be out here messed up in these streets. And then, by the way, you still by yourself.
Still by yourself. Right. I was just going to quickly add that even going back to the scripture of Titus 2, where even if a woman is doesn't have a husband, even if a woman doesn't have children, how is that still a bad position to be in, to even position yourself to have those qualities, to be submissive to your husband, to be wanting to be a service to your children, even though you don't have any? I mean, that's still a good quality to have, and a good quality to aim for, because you're not losing anything. Because you even if you never get a husband, it's just like great, like wow, you're wifey material. Even though you don't have a husband, you're motherly material, even though you don't have any children. That's not a bad thing.
So how about we just ask this question? How has society been made better by the anti-wife, anti-mom culture? How's it been made better? Tell me how in the last 30 years, society's been made better by the hookup culture. And I can show you, I can tell you exactly how it's been denigrated. I can tell you exactly, line upon line, how it's been made worse by what we're doing outside of God's plan. So you go first. You tell me how it's been made better. It won't happen. It won't happen.
But I'll say this too, because this is all about feminism, right?
In a way, yes, absolutely.
Feminism has convinced women that to be promiscuous, easier to sleep with, dress half naked, and require no commitment from men is some kind of way hurting men and liberating them. That's the okie doke. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, they have convinced themselves that that's some kind of way hurting men. It's like, no, men are okay with you not requiring any commitment from them and then being easier to whatever, you know. You're only hurting yourself in terms of, I would say, good men, right? That's what she's talking about. She's talking about good men who would marry you, men who would be a husband and a father. Like that's she's talking about those type of men. Yeah, it's plenty of dudes out there that will entertain you.
Entertain you and let you entertain them.
Yep.
Yeah,
And go home.
so-
and maybe call you an Uber too. I mean, that might maybe.
Hey, no, he'll go further than that. He will fly you out.
And there you go.
Flown out. Oh, they're getting flown out.
Flown out. Flown out.
Get flew out.
And
All right.
and it's funny. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say it might be big screen time because Kevin opened the door with the feminists.
We got 15 seconds. Let's finish up, and we're gonna. When she gets done, I'm just dropping big screen. Here it comes.
Okay, big screen. All right.
The message, if she kept it about the women and themselves, but to constantly always have to bring something back to a man, it's crazy. It's getting old. It's been old.
Here it comes.
All right.
Big screen.
So this woman, so Kevin opened the door when he said the feminist movement. That's what it's all about. Think about this. What is the feminist movement? What is their trope? It's the patriarchy. This is what they're against, right? So everything is the oppression of men. Men are oppressing women, and that's where everything goes back to. That's the root of the problems in society, right?
For sure.
So this woman, like we pointed out, like you pointed out, you said, oh, she went to college. A few of you said that, like, oh, she went to college and now she's been indoctrinated into this way of thinking, this mindset, this ideology of feminism, right? And so if the patriarchy is the problem, is the issue, not just the patriarchy, but the masculinity,
that's the problem,
right? That men carry, which is a threat to them, right? For the people that want to see, now I'm about to go deep on y'all. For the people that want to be in control, it's nothing more threatening to what they're trying to do than a masculine man. So what do they have to do? They have to break down society by weakening these women with the ideology. They have it running through the colleges right now on these college campuses where they're indoctrinating minds to say you don't need a man, right? It also started back in the 60s sometime, where they said the welfare state came in and said you don't need a man, get the man out the household, right? But the feminist movement is behind it all. It took me a minute. I had like a light bulb. My name is Epiphany. I had a little epiphany moment. I saw this lady. What's her name? Therese Sharon. What's her name? The actress lady.
Sharon.
Yeah. She took this little boy out of Africa. She's parading this little boy around Hollywood dressed like a little girl. And it hit me. I said, these feminists are so threatened by masculinity and men that they are in their goal is to erase masculinity out of our society. So what is this agenda that's behind the trans movement, the LGBT? All of this is designed. Everything that they're pushing and pumping, you can't watch a show. It's in everything. Everything they're pushing and pumping is to erase you guys, erase the masculinity out of society, out of you. And what do? They're doing it by confusing the children. You confuse the little boys so they don't know that they're boys. You confuse the little girls and they don't know if they're girls. And even if you have a woman that becomes a stud, as our friend Malika in the chat said, even a woman that becomes a man is still going to be a less masculine man. So how do they take down the society? By taking the strength of the society, which is the men. And they're going to do that through the indoctrination of the children being confused and cutting off their genitals and everything else that they're doing. This is a bigger ploy to destroy and to depopulate society through these ideologies. You got to wake up and peep game. People running around here talking about they woke. This is dear woke Christian, but you don't want to be woke. You want to be awakened.
Absolutely.
And you can only get that through Christ, right? And there was no stronger man than Christ on the tree, because there's no man who took those thorns, those whippings, those beating like Christ did. So If you want to look to what true manhood is, look at Christ and what he did, because that's the sacrificial. He says a man should love his wife like Christ loved the church and gave himself for it.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they trying to do? They want to erase that, though. They want to erase that strength because they want the control. They want the power. And we're talking about the woke, progressive, left, liberals. Just, they're out of control. So this is what I want to say. And the last thing I'll say is this, that my old pastor, he used to say this thing. He said, if you walk around in society, if you came through the doors and you had on a white coat with a stethoscope around your neck, what would we say about you? We might think you were a doctor. If you come through the doors and you're wearing a police uniform and you got a badge on, what are we going to say about you? That's probably a policeman. If you're walking through the doors and your booty is hanging out, what are they going to say about you? Okay, I'm done.
Oh no, she's campaigning.
Scrub the ground.
She campaigning.
Her name is Jasmine Crockett. No, I'm sorry. Anyway.
Oh man. There would be no Jasmine Crockett hate here on this channel.
BBL, no.
What they call it back in the day? They said it real nice back in there. Was a woman of the night.
A woman of the night with the spiders. Hold on, let me find my picture.
Oh no!
Now I might throw me some spiders on tomorrow, so don't judge me.
Oh. Hold on, I had a picture. Where did my picture go?
Well said, Sister Epiphany. Well said.
Yeah,
I love it. Well said. Well said. I can't find my spider.
Don't let them erase you. Don't let them erase you. Stay strong, brothers. Stay strong.
I love it. All right. No, I agree. Thank you so much. That was powerful. I appreciate it. I see you. I'm glad we let you cook. We let you cook.
Hey, DWC, can you bring the young lady back up? Just you don't have to play her clip, but just bring her.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right here. Yeah.
I just want to just say shout out to the terry cloth robe. Hashtag talk.
Boy, you out of control.
Boycott. Let's go.
Man, you out of control.
Oh goodness. Shout out to the light bulb.
I mean, really.
I like that. Epiphany versus light bulb. See, that's awesome right there.
There we go. That's it. I agree.
She's woke and I'm awake. So there you go.
There you go. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Awesome.
All right. What you got, Kevin? What you got as we get ready to round these bases?
I mean, Epiphany just kind of nailed it. I mean, she kind of put the game out there. I mean, that's what it's all about. And so much of what they really hate, as she talked about, is masculinity, right? And so we are the biggest threat to what they want to do, because as masculine men, we protect our families, we protect our kids from this indoctrination mess. We don't fall for the emotional manipulation, and we protect our families from it. And so the biggest threat to what they want to do is a masculine man. And that is why, not saying he's a perfect example, because he's not. There's many things you don't want to follow about him, but it's one of the reasons they hate the president, is because he exudes a type of masculinity that they view as a threat. They much rather have a Tim Walz who's willing to put tampons in a boy's bathroom.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
That was painful.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, well, I said if Elon wants his cars to stop being burned, he should have them identify as tampons, because Tim Walz will hide them.
Oh, wow.
Laughing at that and this picture.
That's right there. That's
just leave it right there. The representative from Texas has entered the chat. Okay, let's go. That is wild. No, y'all are right. I love how you presented that. And I think even though we've kind of left where the conversation, where the young lady was, she was kind of all over the place though. And where Phylicia Rashad was, of course, was just that women need to have a level of privacy, a level of shame, if you will, and a level of respect for themselves that I think we've lost that at this moment. I think we just lost it at this point. And by God's grace, we can get it back. But I think that's where it is. So I think you did a great job. I love it. Well, the doc, or anybody else got something else to add?
Yeah,
profound. Go ahead, my brother.
Again, thanks for being on this esteemed panel. To me, as a good friend of mine says, God is more than enough. The scriptures is more than sufficient to give us what we need for righteous living. And, we should not, the older women should not be scared off by trying to teach the younger women, and the younger women should receive the instructions, godly instructions from an older woman. And it's just what God would have us to do. And it actually just goes better for everybody.
I agree. 100%.
Well,
go ahead.
I don't know if you'll allow me a shameless plug, but
Oh, please.
I do have a book called God's Diamonds, and it actually talks about this topic of like low self-esteem and our self-worth. In the book, I started off telling a story of walking down the street one day, and I went from, remember, I was that girl that had her booty hanging out, and then God did this work on me that just totally transformed my life. And so I'm walking down the street, and I thought I just had a regular outfit on. I mean, it was a nice little butter leather jacket, and I had the matching boots, and I had my little jeans on, and hair done and everything. And this guy from all the way across the street said, "Yo, sister, that's what I'm talking about. You need to teach these women how to dress." That's what I mean. I was completely covered. I had a turtleneck on, okay? This brother went off. But it just talks about the fact that because we have lost our sense of value, we don't know who we are. We don't have a self-worth. This is what makes you feel like your body is the only thing you have, and you have to pull it out and you have to show it. And this is how I get a man's attention. And they're going to all see this, and I'm going to turn heads and all of that, because you don't know who you are. So this book, God's Diamonds, again, I have not done this in a long time. I wrote this book some years ago, but it just so kind of wraps up what we're saying as far as these women and the way they're dressing. Just it's a self-worth, it's a value perspective issue that we're having. We don't know who we are, so we go out here and we're just trying to get anything. She's talking about being a pick-me. To me, if you're out here dressing with your body hanging out, it's no more pick-me than that, where you're really saying, everybody look at me, I'm all hanging out, I need the attention. So if you don't need that, why do you have to do that? You see what I'm saying?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
God's diamonds, that's who you are. You got to come back to who you truly are, who God intended you to be. So there you go. Thank you.
I got you. Now, you mentioned your ensemble that you said you had the turtleneck and the jacket and the jeans and the hair was all done. But I noticed that you did not mention the eyelashes. We got my man here. We got the eyelash filter there for you. Just so you can see the eyelashes.
That's horrible. That's terrible.
There's a filter. There's apparently a filter that you can put eyelashes on. That's insane. That's how they look. That's exactly how they look.
I'm gonna have nightmares now.
He shouldn't do that.
He should never have done that. But it's surreal. Them things is like out there. See, I mean, we gotta do better than that. That was fun, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you coming out on a Thursday night. I know you got other things to do. I appreciate y'all. If you could in the chat, please say thank you to our guests for stopping through on this evening. Did somebody? Yep. Please let our guests know we appreciate them. Thank y'all so much, everybody who's rocking with us. Looks like we got about 40 or so folks, so I really appreciate y'all. Anything before we sign off, Willie Doc? Anything?
No, blessed us to everybody. This is great.
I love it. Epiphany, make sure you email me the link to your video. I'll put it in the description. I'm sorry, the link to your book. Please forgive me. I'll put it in the description as well. What you got, Kev? Anything before we get ready to sign out?
Nah, like I said earlier, man, you come for Claire Huxtable, you come for all of us. That's all.
I agree, man.
That's our mama from back in the day.
I mean,
she's everybody's mom. She's the community's mom. How you going to talk about my mama like that, man?
And not expected to be some kind of repercussions. Come on now.
Exactly.
I mean, really.
Catch us outside. Talking about
I might come in your house. I might come in your house for that. I might just come out. I'll meet you. Wherever I meet you is where I'm gonna meet you. But no, I agree 100%. Great conversation, y'all. That was a lot of fun. We'll have to do this again. Thank you, Willie Doc.
Absolutely.
But here, I'm gonna drop y'all back. If you can hang out, that'd be great. Let me go ahead and close us out. I'll be right back, y'all. Thank you so much, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. That was a lot of fun. And shout out to Willie Doc, of course, LaTanya, Epiphany, and of course, Kevin Briggins for hanging out with us. We had a lot of good fun. What you say about my mom? We ain't say nothing about your mom. Malika, don't do it. Don't do it. But I do want to say thank you again. We have a pretty stacked night tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff, fun stuff coming up. So keep your eyes out. I got a couple reviews of Denasha Harrison coming up tomorrow and then this weekend. And then next week, I'm going to Dalton. So if you're hanging around with us, you know that I'll be going to Dalton, Illinois next week and doing a lot of live streams there. So it should be fun. So looking forward to connecting with you all real soon. So everybody, thank you again. Have a fantastic night. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.